and the what? Um, Reference types. You have primitive data types and reference types. The primitive types are the ones that came with the language. When it comes to GAN, who are the originators of GAN? The GANs. But we have a lot of people here. So see the GANs as the primitive types, and the other people as what? The reference types. So the primitive types came with the language. They are things that are default to the language. Then you have the reference type. So we'll be discussing the primitive type and the reference type. And as we discussed the other time with the portability of Java, we said that the data type of all the primitive types are the same irrespective of the what? Underlying hardware or operating system. Because the size of a data type is being interpreted by what? The JVM, not the hardware or the operating system. And the basic data types are, which you already know, but I want to talk about it briefly. So I'll create another package. Data types. The basic data types are, this time I'll create public static void main just to test. The basic data types, you have int, you have float, you have double, you have char, you have byte, you have boolean, then you have long. I don't think the white is here. So we have integer, float, double, char, byte. The integer, float, double is the same as in other languages. The only new ones are the what? The byte, the short, and the long, and the what? The boolean. The boolean is either what? It only takes two values, true or what? False. It doesn't take 0 for false or 1 for true. And the byte is smaller than the int, and short is also smaller, and the long is like the double bar, higher precision. They just increase in what? Sizes. So you just choose the data type based on the kind of data you're expecting to store in your what? That class, or the kind of data you want to work on. And you know the float and the double are almost the same. Just that with a double, it has what? Double precision. So if the float is 2 decimal place, the double is what? 4 decimal place. So you get to know which one to use. Alright then. Now in view of this, so these are the primitive data types. And the primitive data types, there's no need, when you are creating them, you don't say int a is equal to new a. You don't do this because they are primitive. You don't do this to primitive types. And because Java is moving, or the aim is to achieve fully object oriented, we have what we call wrapper classes. Wrapper classes. Wrapper classes. Wrapper classes. This is how it works. People are now gotten used to what? Classes and objects. So they don't even want to go back to what? The primitive way of doing things. So Java created a reference equivalent or object or classes of all the primitive types. So integer has its corresponding reference type. We call it integer. They all start with capital letters. Integer, you have float, you have double. So anytime you see capital double, then the character is full spelling. So character, you have byte, you have boolean, and I'm not too sure of the short, but I'll check. So this is how they work. Let me just create them here. So for the int, the wrapper class equivalent to be integer. And always remember, wrap I is equal to, because it's a wrapper class and it's a class, you need to what? Use the what? The new keyword. That's what I'm forcing you to do what? Follow the convention. The convention is that all classes should begin with what? Uppercase. So you can see this one is what? Capital I. So you know this is a what? A class. New integer. Then you can see there are a lot of overloads. You can decide to pass an integer value to it, or you can ignore it. If I want to convert this 23 to this, and this is how it works. We call them wrapper classes because we have this integer here. Assuming I have this integer, let me use the I up there. I have this integer I or a integer I, and I say I is equal to 20. I initialize I to be equal to 20, and I pass this I to wrapper. I pass this I to wrapper. That's what's happening. Just as the name suggests, it is wrapping the what? The primitive type. And now when it wraps it, that's what's happening. The wrapper class comes with so many added methods. What do I now? You all know what methods are. It comes with so many added methods. Example, when I say wrap dot, these are some of the methods that comes with what? The wrapper classes. A typical example is the integer class. So this integer is a wrapper class. You have the byte value compared to double value, equivalent, float value, hash code, int value. So you can have an integer, but you can get the corresponding long value. Long is a data type. Can get the corresponding what? Float value. Can get the corresponding this short value and all those stuffs. So these are some of the added method that comes with what? The wrapper classes. Now when you are converting from primitive type to wrapper classes, we call the concept auto boxing. Auto boxing is the same concept in C#. Auto boxing means that you are taking a primitive type and wrapping it with what? A class. Once you wrap with a class, it becomes a fully object-oriented what? Object or class. Then you can manipulate it or treat it as such. So this auto boxing. Auto boxing is moving from what? Small or normal primitive to what? A wrapper class. Then you have the other way around. If you want to move from wrapper class to primitive type, it's what? Unboxing. Unboxing. So you and unbox. You are just opening it up. You box it, then you unbox it. So these are the primitive types, and they have the advantages. They are being used in the place where we call them collections. Collection is a framework, and in that framework, it only works on wrapper classes. It doesn't work on primitive types. It only works on what? Wrapper classes. It doesn't work on primitive types. It doesn't work on primitive types. And sometimes this primitive type comes with so many added advantages, like converting from one type to the another. As you saw it, int value, full value, whatever value, depending on what you want. So these are the primitive types. We'll see some example as we proceed. And it's the same with the boolean. You can create a boolean b or wrap b. New boolean. Can pass the boolean to it, maybe if it's false. And all the data types in Java has their default values. When I say default value, when you don't provide anything, what does the compiler or the JVM give to you by default? By default, the boolean is false, the integer ones are 0, and the float or the double ones are 0.0, and the car is it null? I'm not too sure of the car. Let's check about the car. So this is what I would have declared the character here. I just want to print out and see what it contains. So this is out. I'll just print car. Okay, it's not even allowing me. It's asking me to what? Initialize it. It's asking me to initialize the car. And you know, car should be in what? Single quote. So car does not accept what? Empty literal. I'm just trying to give an empty. I'm not specifying it. It's complaining. But when I give space, space is a character. It has its corresponding what? ASCII value. And all there's a difference between Java characters and C and C++ characters. Normal C C and C++ characters are ASCII characters. ASCII means they are 8 bits, but Java is 16 bits. They follow Unicode characters. They are not ASCII. They follow, even though you can convert them, they have their corresponding ASCII value, but they are 16 bits. 16 bits means that they can contain more characters. So they usually support these Asian characters like the Chinese symbols, Indians, and all those characters. So Java supports all those, and we call those things Unicode characters. Normal ASCII character, when I type 1 has its corresponding what? ASCII value. Small a is 65. Let me just change this one to a. Small a. And I'll print it and see. Okay, this one I'll print and give me a. I want the integer value. So let me say. If one of the advantages of the wrapper class, which we use most often, is converting from one type to the other type. Now this is the character. I want to get the integer value of it. I could have used normal printf. Why is the printf now? Normal printf. Then I'll say percentage integer as well, percentage I, comma C. So I want the what? Integer value of what? The character. This one we're going about it. You still have printf in what? Java. The same C, or if you are not coming from C background, don't worry. It's used for printing. Unknown conversion. I. Integer is D or D. Sorry, it's still complaining. Character. If the printf is not working, let me use what I usually do. I'll use the primitive type since the wrapper class. So you have integer dot pass int. Pass int. Then I'll pass the character to it. Pass int. I'm wondering whether it worked. Still complaining. Normal format exception. There are some, I don't know why it is, but there are some conversion stuff. Let me find that one out and show it to you. When I find it, I'll show it to you. But just know that you have what we call Boolean type wrapper classes. They are what? Reference types of what? The primitive types. And an array in Java is also what? A reference type. We treat arrays. Ten which one? Here. It will convert it automatically. I wanted the car to int. That one it will print the ASCII value, but I wanted the other way around. You should. No, you know this is a character. This is a car. So when I print it, I will get the car. But if I want the int value, you should be able to give me the int value. It's not working. Yeah. I don't know why, but this one is if I change this to int and I print int, that one, because this is an integer, it will give me the integer value. It will give me the integer value. I use the printf, double quote, percentage J, comma C. It will give me 97. C is internally what? 97. C is intended 97. Is this C? This A. Start from 97. Let me see capital A. Yeah, 65 and 97. Yes. So capital A start from 65. Then you keep adding. Then the small letters will continue from there. So sometimes you must know this thing, but you are not doing international exams. So, but sometimes when you go for some interview, they'll give you, you getting some question, A plus 25. So you must know the small a, the value of it. Small a start from 97. You just have to know the starting point. Capital A start from 65. Small a start from what? 97. And you know you have 26 what? Alphabets or characters. So you keep adding and know the numbers. That's all. Then as you play with it, you get to know the rest. So that's the Boolean type. Let's talk about the